like 900 new free music.
Audio. Say we just got this.
Shout outs. Harris Heller.
Yo, shout out Wall Street. Yo, shout out Wall Street bets. JJ, Brian, Elon Musk, my mom. What up?
So anyway, as I figure out this new Lumia stream thing, what's going on, everybody? What is up? What is good? What is going on? It's been a week since I've seen you. It's been a crazy week. Going to be a crazier remainder of June. This is the first stream of 2021's 6th month, June, and you know, a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. We'll talk about the Logan Paul fight, if you want to call it that. We can talk about what's going on Insane. We can talk about Floyd Mayweather knocking Logan Paul out, but Floyd Mayweather deciding to hold him up because it's not good for business to knock someone out in the third round. But that wasn't the interesting part. This is not a boxing channel. This is not a sports channel. This is a cardboard finance channel, and there was something very interesting around Logan Paul's neck on the fight last night. What a weird night to have a fight on a Sunday night. Usually things like that, you knew the fight wasn't going to be like such a big deal because they did it on a Sunday. If you really want to push it, you put it up on a Saturday night. Saturday night is traditionally when things are at their best. Except for, of course, like Sunday Night Football. That doesn't really count. What's up, everybody? Talking about Modern Horizons 2. The full set is out. It's been played on Magic Online. So far, grief not taking over the way I had anticipated. So far, that's good. That's good. I hope to be wrong on that one, because I genuinely thought that grief was going to absolutely, positively dominate. And I hope to be wrong. But it looks like there's a lot of other degenerate stuff. I don't really put too much stock in week 1 when it comes to things like that. But, you know, it's good to know. It's very good to know. Everything looked quite degenerate. But, welcome to Magic the Gathering. As they have to push cards for sales, they can't make them crap, right? So they're good cards. I'm going to open some packs. I'm going to continue to plow through the remainder of my battle styles in a personal. Maybe I'll pull the Urshifu card. I don't care about battle styles anymore. It's going for like $90 a box. There's no money to be made. Such an interesting topic, right? Such an interesting thing. So battle styles is proof positive that just because there's hype and everything doesn't mean everything is always going to work out. When everyone says something is going to happen, that's when the opposite tends to happen. I'll talk a little bit about AMC. Definitely could talk a little bit about AMC, the stock. We like the stock. Diamond hands, of course. Through the moon. It's what it is. If you were in on it, that's fine. No financial advice. Congratulations to the apes. We made big money so far, and I would say that it's only just beginning. Now the huge percentage return is probably over. What's going on? You're bad. What's going on, Hermit? Pair of resubscriptions. Thank you so very, very, very much. Much love. Much love. Much love. There's something up with my lighting thing, because they did an update, and that's really weird. Yo, it's good to see you too. It's good to see you too. Like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. A lot of things have happened in there. JP, what's going on? JP, I did get your message. I got to go through your cards that we have for you, and we will. I would say so. This sounds crazy. This sounds crazy. And the reason why I say that for a reason, right? Now, when I say underpriced, do I mean that it's a fair price? It's hard to say, you know, but in terms of value gained, and this is where it gets very awkward, right? It gets very awkward. I would say that the price of... I'll get into that first. Let's start Modern Horizons first, so I can explain my point, right? I think the price of Modern Horizons draft boxes and set boxes are overpriced. So I think that those are overpriced products. Oh, yeah, I did. Those are cool. Hugo, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. So I think that the set and the draft boxes shouldn't cost what they cost. Right? Now, everything should just cost what people are willing to pay for it, but the company does. It is relevant, right? The company, it is relevant, you know, what they charge on Amazon. So I think that for the draft and the set product, I think it is a little overpriced. I do. And it's unfortunate because it's a really cool set, and it's going to lead to this weird bottleneck because this isn't like Double Masters. Yeah, like the two like 50s and even that, I don't think it should have been more than the original Modern Horizons for the regular box, right? I don't think it's a good price. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because you want people to be able to play. And, you know, people are trying to compare it to like Double Masters VIP, right? Yeah, even that, I don't think you needed to make that so crazy. Like that, it should have been a very available product. Collector's box is different. I'll get to it in a second, right? Because of the Modern Horizons 1 reprints and all the special foilings and treatments in the collector's box. But unlike Double Masters, right? So Double Masters VIP were, of course, $80 to $100, up to $120 a pack on release. Now, that's kind of rough, you know. But those were only specialty treatments of cards people have already had access to. You know, they always, you know, like here, this is like a Cyclonic Rift. If you want the specialty looking version of this card, it's been printed like 12 times, right? Like 4. But, you know, it was available. It was very available. Very available, right? You know what I mean? $20 and all that. But if you wanted the specialty one, you could pay up. You know what I mean? You could pay up for a chance to get that. Doubling Season, Sword of whatever and whatever. It's, you know, Force of Will, of course, all those cards, right? All these cards that are worth a ton. But that was only for, like, specialty versions of the product, okay? So I didn't really have a problem. To me, I said VIP should have cost whatever. You know, and I could say the similar thing about Modern Horizons Collectors, right? But it was just for specialty versions of it. And the cards in the set dropped dramatically. Okay, dramatically. If you need any proof of that, look at how much Cyclonic Rift was before Double Masters and after. Look at how much most of the cards. Mana Crypts were pushing like $200 a Mana Crypt, and then they went down as low as $80. That is getting, you know, Mana Crypt's a very popular card. You know, belongs in pretty much every Commander deck. Pretty much, you know. Yeah, Karn, Liberated, yeah, so many things, right? But it lowered the price. But if you want that specialty one, if you want that super nice one, you could pay up. Like, that's fine. That's how it should be, right? Modern Horizons is different, though. And also, there's a lot of the cards, all the cards in Double Masters were reprints, right? So you've already had a long time to save your money and buy the cards, right? Yeah, Manamorphose, yeah, 100%. But you already had a chance to get those cards. There was nothing new. Modern Horizons 2 will be the same trajectory for singles. Yeah, for sure. But here's the thing. This is the big difference. There are not only are there new cards in Modern Horizons 2, they're really good. If you looked at the Magic the Gathering online, the Modern, the Legacy, the Vintage, and the Pauper, I mean, Pauper, that's really a big deal, but right? But the Modern and Legacy, mostly Modern. Let's talk Modern, right? Because it's Modern Horizons. That was like, they're all over there. But Esper, Sentinel, Grief, Solitude, whatever the blue one is, the green one seeing play. There's a bunch of the affinity cards, the one-drop artifact, left and right. They were all over the place. This set is loaded with cards you need. So that means you're going to have to crack. It's going to be, yeah, but how long does it take for each restock? Remember, printed demand. Think about how many times they've had to try to push in the Jumpstart, right? And how expensive is Allosaurus Shepherd still? Still $100, right? The print runs on each one, how big are they going to be, right? How big are they going to be? They have to be massive to get the supply in the hands of people who need them for competitive play, especially as events start up again. Some of the cards in Modern Horizons, I could definitely say hitting 3 figures. If we get... How long did it take, though? How long did it take to get Jumpstart down to $100 a box? You know what I mean? And that was in a pandemic, so it wasn't really a big deal. And also, a lot of that was that, yeah, but it took them 3-4 waves. You know what I'm saying? It took them 3 to 4 waves. So, if the waves aren't that big, these products are going to get slurped up from people who need them to play. You know? But the point is, the general point is about the collector's box. When you look at collector's boxes, you have to strictly look at the value in them. The value that you can get in them. And I'm watching a bunch of these box openings, and I'm just going over just like preliminary values of some packs being opened. Never mind the whole box, packs. And it's like $400, $500. And yeah, of course, prices will come down, but for the super collection, yeah, I think they figured it out, Rocky. R. Davis. The collector's box is what it is for. It is a collector's product. You don't need to play the game with a specialty foil one. With the etched foil, if you can't afford the collector's boosters, unfortunately, it's not for, hopefully the singles with them will come from the whales, will open them and flood the market. But if you open a collector's booster and sell the singles straight out of it, which is what a lot of people do, right? They just crack them and sell the singles to get more. I think that at the early stages, right, especially the first few weeks, it's going to be pretty hard to lose on a $400 box. And that is going to make them sell very well. Because the people who open them to flip singles don't give a damn what it costs. They care about ROI. That's all they're interested in. Now, that's decent for the people who want to buy singles. It's great for people who want to buy singles. Because you could wait 30, 60, 90 days, and you're going to see some people trying to just sell off to get out and get into the next thing. You know what I mean? People just crack, get it in, get it out, whether it's a store that has to pay rent, whether it's just some guy that's what he does for, side money. It's going to be a very, very good opportunity probably to pick up some singles from it. For the people who want specialty products, right? For the people who want, their sketched foil ignoble hierarch. I could name you 1,000 freaking cards from this set, man. Loaded. It is loaded to the gills. And the collector's booster is double loaded to the gills because you have all of those Modern Horizons 1 reprints. Force of Negation, etched foil. If you go on tcgplayer.com and sort high to low, full art Scalding Tarn doesn't even make page 1. That is fucking insane. Full art Expedition Scalding Tarn was the chase card. I'll explain the difference, JP. That's fair because I know it's a lot of people come from Pokemon, right? Scalding Tarn was the chase card in Zendikar Rising. It's not even on page 1. Put that into your mind about just how much value is in these boxes, right? And they're top down, and how many $100 cards are going to be sitting in that collector's box at first. Where it's like if you pull 2, you're probably going to be able to at least break. You pull 3, you're up, and if you pull any of the big ticket items, the box is paid. At the moment, Force of Negation, etched foil, pays the whole box. To be printed in mass, switch one table. Yeah, no, for sure. Raise is the same. Race to the bottom is the same as double master. The race to the bottom. Difference is unlikely, so you get to the comment. Yeah, no, I agree that it's going to be printed in mass, and it should be printed in mass. Chance new everything sold at Amazon €400 minimum, which is like 500, right? I'm terrible at exchanges as long as it's Bitcoin. It's not going to be $400. 1 year from now, it'll still be $225. Yeah. I mean, my only thought is it should be less than $225, right? If I'm WotC, knowing that people need these cards to play, that's all I'm saying. The biggest difference is that you do not need a particular card in Double Masters that you haven't already had a chance to get. The only place you are able to get many of the cards in that set, and pretty much all the cards in the set, outside of the Legacy reprints, right? Which those aren't really the big deal. You know what I mean? Like I said with Modern Horizons 1. When Modern Horizons 1 came out, everyone cared only about the Legacy reprints. Like, sure, Counterspell. You know what I mean? But there weren't that many, like, Legacy played cards seeing there. If you need 4 Esper Sentinel for your, deck in Modern, there were a few decks playing Esper Sentinel, humans, I saw Charlotte's Agent saw some play too, but like, just a thought, Murktide Regent. Right, Murktide Regent, or Ragabon. Ragabon is perfect. Ragabon is all over the place, right? Mythic, rare, right? You need 4 to play competitively. You need them if you want to play. Or you get to show up to your local game store or show up to an event when they start up again and get curb stomped by a card you don't have. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be an issue. I do, honestly. I think that the second wave, if they can push it, they really, that card is nuts. Grief, I think Grief's really good, you know? Yeah, 100%. But it's going to increase the prices of these singles on the secondary market to a level. Now, of course, it's going to be arbitrage, but where's the supply going to be? And then there's going to be this, like, boxes. I don't see, unless Wizards of the Coast sends out a massive wave of this. And I am talking, like, core set level massive. You know, it's going to be very, very hard. Yeah. And Jace the Mind Sculptor was one a lot less than the singles. Yeah, no, but I'm saying, what's the supply of the box going to be? Like, are boxes just going to be readily available? You know, because if we get into a Jumpstart situation where boxes are just gone, you know, the difference with Jumpstart was, honestly, the only card in there that you would need was, like, Muxus and Alsor Shepherd. You know, outside of that was Commander cards. I'm talking, like, for the people who need that, if we reach a situation where there is no supply of Modern Horizons, that's bad, dude. That's bad. That doesn't look good. You know what I mean? So that's all my thought is. I think that they should have pushed. And remember, there's no MSRP, right? There's no MSRP. So this is all just free market, which I put quotations because of Amazon, obviously, right? Amazon makes it such a sketchy free market argument. And so this is my thoughts, right, with Modern Horizons 2 is that if this stuff is... Yeah, that's true. MH2 is very pushed, and I think that if it's not like a really good supply, like this isn't Magic Online where you can just print as much as you want. There's an amount that was printed, you know. And I mean, I'm not gonna drop the conspiracy theory of them wanting to push, you know, extra on Amazon. We'll see what we'll see what happens when Amazon, because, you know, like local game stores is like, I gotta find out, are they able to get more? Yeah. I mean, the draft boxes, that's the thing. It's like, yo, when the draft box of, like, a Double Masters or, what is it? Commander Legends is only $90. You know what I mean? For a draft box. You know? When they're that expensive, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. And the thing is that this set, I think, has more cards in it that are needed than Modern Horizons 1. I can see it getting really rough. The collector's product, though, which the original, like I said, the title of the video is Modern Horizons 2 Collectors is underpriced. What do I mean by that? Right? It's like, oh, it's underpriced. It just means is that there's going to be people who are able to buy a collector's box, open it, sell it, make money. That's the equilibrium we have to find. Is the EV, if your EV here and your box price here, and if it's skewed heavy, that your box price is way lower than the EV, this is where you get a bunch of people just going in as hard as they can to buy it, to flip it, to buy it, to flip it, to buy it, to flip it, to buy it, to flip it. This is what happens. And so that makes the collectors... And that's what happened with Commander Legends. Commander Legends, the collector's boxes, what happened was people realized that when the boxes were sitting around... I remember you can get them for like $250, $275. Recently, there were like 4 different cards you could have pulled. Like a foil Hull Breacher, a foil... freaking Opposition Agent, of course, Jeweled Lotus, but, you know, and all that stuff. You pull any of those, you're like... You're good. It was like watching VIPs on the first few weeks. Rudy was cracking whole cases. Yeah, I think that VIP was a good success because it served a certain audience. You know, it served a certain audience, and the prices... At the very beginning, the prices of the VIP cards, when Sword of Feast and Famine was like $180, when Force of Will was like $500, it led to arbitrage opportunities too. And then, as you can see, singles really came down. For a while, you know, you were talking like $40, you know, the Cyclonic Rift. I remember like $60 for the doubling season. It's really good. Like, I would say if you want any of the cards from VIP, I'm looking to get mine like 60 days after release, 80 days after release. The only cards I'm really trying to get early are like 1 Solitude and 1 Esper fucking EDH deck. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I'm like, yeah, no. And Modern Horizons 2, also, let's not forget, it's all about that fetch. It's all about that fetch. You know? It's all about the fetch lands. And they're in the set. They are, it's like, it's a broken set and there's fetch lands. You know? Maybe the Wizards wanted to keep the price high because they want to keep fetches up, but I think at this point, to be honest with you, I talked to a lot of people who like buy and sell and flip cards. They've all kind of moved on from fetch lands. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, like we get it. They're gonna reprint fetches probably twice more this year. I would nearly guarantee it. The only guarantees are Death Taxes and Poliwrath being the best Pokemon card. But it's a near guarantee that the fetch lands are gonna get like reprinted again. They've had too many people asking for it over the last 2 years. Remember, they work on a 2-year cycle, so it's just there. Yeah, that's true. The fancy version will require the price bracket the current fetchers have. The other ones would be the same price slot as the cons ones. Yeah, well, cons was a standard set. That was the first. You got to remember something, right? So the way the block system was, is cons was drafted a lot. Like I probably drafted cons like 90 times in my life, So there was a lot of opportunity for that. I don't think you're gonna see $20 and $30 Scalding Tarns. I could definitely see 40. Not financial advice. We talk about that fucking meme. Not financial advice. I saw someone tell me, it's like, yo, you should buy this stock. And I was like, is that not financial advice? Like, oh yeah. No, I'm like, dude, that's like the definition of financial advice. So yeah, like I think that Modern Horizons, though, I'm gonna get what I can from Modern Horizons collectors. Most of my accounts have been like drained out on Chilling Reign, which looks like a great set too. You know what's amazing? Modern Horizons is so good, no one's paying attention to Chilling Reign now. Ain't that something? Yeah, man. So I think there's gonna be equilibrium. That's it. There's gonna be an equilibrium, and I think that's gonna lead this idea that no one's gonna open their Modern Horizons collector's boxes is actually insanity. No, well, like people do not have the money to Diamond Hands collector's boxes. Okay, they open them. They get opened. And if you find these packs at like a Target, I would say buy them. Very good chance you get your money back on a $20 pack, $25 pack, $30 pack. Very good chance. Yeah, there are. I have, hopefully, locked in on 10 cases, paid up, and all that. I'm sitting here, like, eating ramen noodles, waiting for Chilling Reign. I'm like, please, I need Chilling Reign. I will be selling sealed boxes of Chilling Reign, by the way, as well. To my Discord people, they will be $130 shipped if you want a sealed box, which is way better than the rest of the internet, if you will go and look at that. Of course, breaks will be $4 a pack. Chilling Reign should be here next week. That's the hope. I'm really hoping to get it next week, man. That's the hope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. I think so. I think it'll be $1,000 a box. I haven't got any ETBs coming in. I've really been focusing on the booster box. Ideally, people want full booster box breaks. I'm not going to open as many boxes of Battle Styles as I did and shuffle them because I expect to be selling the boxes sealed. I do have to recover some costs, right, from Battle Styles, not from Chilling Reign, where it's like if the boxes are not moving as fast because it is a different time. And until PSA continues accepting submissions, I'm going to talk about BGS too. I got a lot to talk about tonight. Really, I'm not going to open too many packs. I might open like 10, but I'm just going to yak away. Right, I got some topics to talk about. I really like that style of YouTube video where people just like talk. Yeah, one open, one sealed. That's fine. 100%. 100%. And as long as they're in stock, you guys will get that price guarantee. You guys always get the best prices from me. And of course, early release. We'll do an early release thing with the code and all that in the Discord. You want to follow the Discord. But transitioning from the Modern Horizons, I think that's all I have to say. I think I'm very excited for it. I'm really looking forward to opening up some collector's boosters. I think the etched foils look fantastic. I really do think they look good. The old border etched foils. I've rebuilt my Tulane EDH deck. I just have to get all the blingy cards again that I moved when I started the business. But I'm gonna want to get the old border etched foils and all that stuff. But I'm gonna wait. Much harder than... Oh, yeah. Nah, they're all sick. They're all sick. They're all sick. Pokemon is killing it in the art department right now. Killing it in the art department right now. If you haven't checked out some of the stuff from the next set after, too, they're beautiful. These cards are beautiful. The Pokemon market is really cooled off. It's that first set that I'm like, I want it, but I need to sell it. With Chilling Reign? Yeah, I can understand that. Or are you talking about Modern Horizons? I know you're more of a Magic guy. Oh, also here, let me show you something that I picked up. Just in time for the change. I got it running. back there. Just in time for it to be a dead industry. Yeah, Modern Horizons 2 is it is, but the thing is, my recommendation, honestly, if you can get them early and cheap, I would genuinely recommend you could crack some of your boxes and sell off the stuff you don't want to keep the stuff that you do. Or just keep it sealed, but it is very expensive. You know, in high prices and things like that and volatility, they shake out the paper hands, you know? I'm not going to be able to hold on. Like, as far as I'm concerned, well, cheap comparatively. So if you got them in pre-orders at like $275, $300, $330, right? Like that range, which is way less than before, you know? Of course, it's comparatively. You know what I mean? Like, everything is a comparative thing, right? It's like, would you say this collector oof is cheap, right? Would you say that this is a cheap Magic card, right? I would say most people would say that this is an expensive Magic card. But then you realize there are some people in the world who make, like, this is 2 days pay to get this, you know what I mean? So the point about what's cheap, right? I'm talking about if you, comparatively speaking to the market, got in cheap, if you crack them, the value that you're going to pull, the EV, I'm going to look at calculations of it, but just looking at how many cards are so expensive. Well, the world's always been about resources. You know what I'm saying? Sold 239s, got scalper prices. Nice. Well, the world's always about resources, Rocky. You know, so money is just a design of resources. It's just resources in a condensed form. You know, like, we don't get it wrong. You know, don't get it wrong. The world has always been about hunting and gathering. Instead of now us trying to collect as many nuts and, you know, sticks, now it's just we're trying to collect as many of these like coupons that just like buy us stuff. You know what I mean? Like the more things change, the more it stays the same. You know what I mean? We're just more sophisticated now. You know what I mean? Is like, it's really like we could go back to the barter system and just do things, and I think there are a lot of people who do things like well for people. Usually though, you need resources to do that, because if you can't eat, you can't help anyone. The idea of putting your mask on first, right? I do agree though. I do agree. It's not fun. But I think the idea with collectors boxes, right, about what's cheap, my only thought is just comparatively speaking, because it's like, would you spend $1 million on something? I would say it wasn't a fun place. Yeah, I mean, it was all about money there too. It was just all about a certain group of people controlling it. Everything is about resources. You can't stop that. You can't stop that. That's like an immovable force. That's how it is in all animal kingdoms, right? Did you get any chia, by the way? I want to hear if you've actually gotten any. I gave up on it. You know what I mean? So, if you're able to get it cheap and there are some cards you want, just a strategy. But if you're able to get in early and you open it, there's a very high possibility you'll be able to sell like some of the cards and get your money back, right? Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And get your money back for the box that you paid, and then still have some cards left over for the collection, right? It's like one of my first videos I dropped was like how I get cards for cheap, for like free. And it would be mostly like, you know, you would buy a collection for like 70% of its value, right? You know, because people need money to eat. That's pretty good. But, and then you flip over some of the product and keep the rest. Like, I built a Maelstrom Wanderer EDH deck entirely for just flipping cards, you know? Yeah, Dragon, the Storm on Arena is kind of wild. Like, the fact that that's like a thing now is like kind of crazy. Although, could you guys believe it? They had the Strixhaven Championships. It was historic. Could you believe that Brainstorm was in 31 out of 32 copies? Can you believe it? Could you believe that Brainstorm, one of the best spells of all time? Like, here's my ranking for instants and sorceries, right? In terms of all-time best cards. Not counting anti-cards. Honorable mention to Contract from Below, right? So you have Ancestral Recall, Demonic Tutor, Yawgmoth's Will, Dark Ritual, maybe? Brainstorm. Okay, I can't think of another one. Brainstorm's better than Time Twister. I tell you straight up, Brainstorm is better than Time Twister. And they just put it into historic. They put it into historic. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we can start arguing about lines like maybe Lightning Bolt, you know, maybe Vampiric Tutor. I'd have to look at like the vintage like restricted list. But it's no, Ancestral Recall is number 1. Ancestral Recall was number 1. That's Contract from Below is clearly number 1 if we take anti cards. Contract from Below is the best Magic card ever printed. Not particularly close. And then number 1 is, but then 1A of course would be Ancestral Recall. You know, Ancestral Recall is yeah. But that's what Brainstorm is. But then somehow when you put it into Historic, it's in every deck. The card says draw 3 for 1 blue, instant. I don't give a shit what the rest of it says. Oh, look who does shuffle effects. Stop. Brainstorm is fine without shuffle effects. It's absolutely fine without shuffle effects. It's fucking broken with it, but it is absolutely fine without it. It's like, oh, what if you get Brainstorm locked? It's like, okay, you were going to draw bad for 3 turns. Now instead you're just going to draw bad for 2. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, I'm sorry. That card's going to get hilariously banned. And it's going to be like, yeah, whoops, oh, that was stupid. Oh, yeah, it was. So let's, like, move into, like, Pokemon, right? Just talking about, like, things that are going to be a nice little crash. So Pokemon really seen a hell of a retracement. And, you know, people are, like, you know... People treat Pokemon like I think a lot of people treat crypto right now, where it's like every time Logan Paul does something, it's like, is the market going to go crazy? And like... People who have like big collections, honestly, like in like which is like the whales of, you know, crypto, which is like the, you know, that people with big collections do not give a fuck about Logan Paul. Do not give a fuck what he does. I don't care. Say that one more time. Oh shit, it started craft full turn. Woo! That's dope. Nah, it's all good. I mean, we're just vibing, man. But it doesn't matter. But Logan Paul was wearing now. Everyone is saying it's the third BGS 10, right? Everyone's saying it's the third Beckett 10 of Charizard, right? The first edition Charizard. No one was buying. No one bought that. No one I know bought that pay-per-view. I was asleep. I'm not watching it. I'll go into it quickly. My thoughts on the fight before, like what I was thinking before, and I mentioned it on my Facebook, right? My personal Facebook. But just the thoughts of that, Gary might have rented him that second 10, but if he does own it, that is $1 million card, straight up, because Gary has 2, Logan has the 1, and Gary publicly offered $800,000. I guarantee you, if Logan said I need $1 million, that check's getting signed. But Logan got paid a lot of money for that fight. Logan Paul got plenty of money. Good on him. You know what I mean? Like he is. I'm sitting here on the same exact platform right now. I'm on YouTube, live with Twitch, right? As he's on, except he's made a ton of money. Is he a questionable character? Sure. I mean, that's always objective, right? You know, 20 million people say he's not. Maybe 20 million people want to see him fail. I don't know. I'm not him. But objectively, no. I want the necklace, like low key. I want the necklace itself. Can we all agree that we want the necklace? Like, how swag is this? Like, how swag do I look? Just like walk around with like a little necklace with his Polyrath, just chilling. The way everyone knows what's up. Like, the necklace itself was dope, you know? So, the fight itself, right? I'm just going to get into the fight, right? So, I am a sports fan. Been my whole life, especially a big fan of the New York Metropolitans. I think I've worn a Mets jersey on this a couple times, right? I think so. And saying Logan Paul had a chance to beat Floyd Mayweather, how do I equate this? Is like saying a Charmander could beat a level 100 Venusaur because of the type difference. It's like it was never in the. Yeah, boxing is an unbelievable sport to watch. By the way, I just watched some of the highlights. Mayweather fucked him up. Yeah, it's that I didn't pay them any money. You vote with your dollar in this world. You vote with your dollar in this world. I say that all the time. And anyone who bought that fight, anyone who bet on that fight, just think about this, right, Rocky? I'm gonna say people do dumb not to buy in. Think about this. Oh, Mayweather could have murdered him, like straight up, like not even a joke. I know people who legitimately bet that Logan Paul was gonna win. They took their money, they took their dollars, they took this, and they basically lit it on fire. And there are some people who put huge bets. You have to be out your goddamn mind. You have to be out of your mind to think that. I watched some of that. I watched some of the clips. I'm telling you right now, I have played like versus Joe's things. Now I used to play baseball, right? And I played in a league, like on the side. And one of the dudes was like a former minor league pitcher. It's a minor league pitcher. This dude, and I was like playing a lot. I was like 17 years old, right? This dude was like he was like a 25-year-old in the minor leagues. I have never in my life been so fucking embarrassed. This dude made me look like I didn't know how to hold the bat. That fight looked exactly the same. A boxer, it's called the sweet science for a reason. They know how to throw a punch with lethal force. And the only reason they don't kill more people in the ring is the guys who are getting hit instinctively know how to defend against it. Logan Paul does not have that instinct. Floyd Mayweather hit one shot on him, then I watched him go out. And then Mayweather holds him up. That way, like Rocky said, they could get more money. You can't stop people from doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, paying their money for it. You can't. I don't want to try to control the world. That sounds like a terrible time, but I don't want to control the world. All I can do is control me. It's all that I can actually do. I can't control my niece, my nephew. I can't control anything. It's nothing to control except for me and how I react to a situation. But I looked at that. He is, without a doubt, the best pound-for-pound boxer of all time. Is he entertaining? No. Ooh. No. His cardio is fucking insane. Watch these pictures after the fight. Logan Paul is gassed out, and Mayweather's just smiling and bopping. Mayweather went 24 minutes in a boxing ring, and it looked like he was there for 2 seconds. His cardio is subhuman. I would have bet, and Mayweather's getting old. I didn't bet on the fight. A, because I'm not putting any money in the pool towards that, because fuck that. Right? And B, for exactly what happened. It ended in a no contest. I would have bet on Mayweather to win. I would have burned the money. Because a no contest is definitely something you can bet on. Now, if there was an option that said, anything besides a Logan Paul victory, I would have been I'll take that. And people are he could lose. I'm listen, he is not losing a fight. Floyd Mayweather is not accepting a fight that he has a chance to lose. Yeah, really. He took 2 good shots. He was knocked down once, So he's never accepting a fight that he has a chance to lose. He will fight Belle Delphine before he fights someone he has a shot to lose. I'm telling you. No. Once that McGregor thing happened, he learned that he doesn't even have to fight boxers. It was insulting enough that people thought McGregor had a chance. But at least McGregor is a combat fighter. At least McGregor was a combat fighter. At least. Logan Paul, yes, he trains in boxing. At least McGregor is a combat fighter. Logan Paul's a YouTuber. He's busy. He's a little busy at the moment. You know why Floyd Mayweather doesn't have a podcast that he was doing before the boxing? Because to train for boxing, that's all you fucking do. It's a unbelievably grueling story. Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm telling you, he would have fought Belle Delphine in her bathwater before fighting anybody who has even an outside chance of beating him. Never. He'll never take the fight. It's a business. It's a business. Floyd Mayweather has proven his point. He's proven his point in the ring against the greats. He did that 15 years ago. He's not fighting anybody who could damage his brain. He doesn't have to fight anyone who's going to hit him. There are guys. Well, here's the thing, right? Mayweather even gamed that system. Manny Pacquiao would have probably actually beat Floyd Mayweather in 2010. Maybe in 2011. Floyd said, nah, I'm good. Let's wait. He waited for Pacquiao to be 5 years past his prime. And then he fought him and hugged him to death. You know? I mean, if he were to go up against, like, was it Triple G? Mayweather? Yeah, Triple G would probably knock Floyd Mayweather out. Why the fuck would you take that fight? If you're Floyd Mayweather, why would you take that fight? Like, why? Like, if you were getting paid to beat a video game, right? Let's just say you got paid to beat the new Call of Duty game, right? If you beat the game without dying, you would, that's the only thing, you would get paid $20 million. You're playing on the easiest mode available, and you're removing the sliders, and you're playing as defensively as possible. You get hit, you duck behind the corner, and you save your life. Okay? If that's what it is. If it's $20 million to not die, yeah. If you're playing Mario Bros., you are not playing the lost levels. That's all I'm saying. You were playing the easy one, and you're playing the one you know. That's all I'm saying with that. So, but the thing that's interesting, I really wish that he would have came out as a, I really wish that Logan Paul would have, like, cosplayed Hitmonchan. I thought that would have been cool, you know, if he's going to do the whole Pokemon thing. I liked the neck. I really, honest and truly just want to know where he got the necklace from, because I'm going to show up to Gen Con with this, just chilling. Just like right here. Yeah, man. So the Chilling Reign is out. The cards are great. Everything. PSA released a statement today that they are on track. They still think they're going to get everything ready for July 1st. July 1st is in 25 days. Not 24 days? 24 days? 24 days. So, 23 days even. So, that's, that would be nice. Don't get me wrong. That would be nice. I don't know. Yo, that'd be cool. Yeah, man. Let me do another check right now. Guys, I have to say, I am very sorry that we're still waiting on some subs, man. So the February 5-day is still in grading. It's still in grading. Both the early and the late. And it's kind of tilting, because I have cards in that. Let's go to check my November 20s. Still in grading. The September 20s, obviously this isn't, I don't have anything in that. So some of the September 20s for this place that I work through, they're done, but the August 20s are not. What a meme. And, of course, you know, like, supers and all this stuff for all that. Not back yet. I wonder what's going to happen when grading returns, because a huge chunk of the, you know... Interesting, Rocky, you mentioned about how everything's about money. I think a lot of people who are opening Pokemon... Now, this, of course, I don't have any evidence to, like, back this up, but what does that even mean? You know? Just like, theory crafting. A lot of people were in the... Just buy a bunch of Pokemon product, open it, and grade the hits. That entire market is gone. So it's led to, like, a lot of, like, downward pressure, and honestly giving you a lot of good opportunity to get the cards you want. You know, like the freaking Urshifu cards and all that. They're not that expensive. As far as, like, you know, compared to, like, Rainbow Pikachu. It's like always like $400 or $500. So we have that. We have Modern Horizons. I'm going to look at this right now, right? I want to go, let's see, can I pull up browsing the internet page? I have like 900 of these things. Just want to look at Modern Horizons real quick. Mostly to prove my point about it being quote unquote like underpriced. That. Yeah, I want to prove my point here about it being on, because it's not like I get why it sounds weird, right? It's like, oh my god, what do you mean it's underpriced? It's like it's so expensive. It is expensive, of course it's expensive. And in terms of like the things that people need in life, it's certainly quote unquote overpriced, right? Magic, Modern Horizons 2. God, that looks terrible. What am I even doing? What am I even doing? Let's make this look a little presentable. Sure, let's just leave it like this, huh? Just leave it like that. This isn't even counting foils. So this is not even counting foil cards, right? Foil etched, market high to low. Did Force of Negation like fall off a cliff? I don't even know what happened to it. What happened to Force of Negation? Whatever. These are pre-sale prices, of course. Remember, this is one card you could pull. You can pull multiple of these. It's not like there's no limit to how many you can pull. 200, 200. How many of these cards, man? And these are not the reprints. There's no reprints on of these, right? In terms of like Modern Horizons 1, did they make that into its own thing? Yeah, these are... That's weird. I think they got rid of it. Look at this. How many of these cards, man? Look at these prices. Now, of course, you know, they'll go down. Look at these freaking prices. So if you're opening a box and you're getting the foils of these, what do you think he's going to go for? For a ton. You know, let's check Force of Negation, right? Because that was, like, not there. Force of Negation. They took it down. So TCG Player apparently does not have those available up at the moment. You have to take my word for it. All the Modern Horizons 1 reprints, right? It says in the back of the pack, 4% collectors and less than 1% draft symbols for an old border fetch. Foil? Is that true? It says the back of the pack, 4% or less than 1% for an old border. Like, is it for the etched? Because remember, there's two different foils, right? Dawn Glare. Oh man, Hermit with the big brain. This is why we keep Hermit around. See, JP told me to ban Hermit. I said no, we need him. He's here to steer the course. MTG stonks too, that's good. Foil. I want to go to the foils. Foils are important. Remember, yeah, because you get the etched. There's two different old border foils. You have etched and not etched. Right? Where is my Modern Horizons 2? It's like not even showing. Alright, it is showing. So this is not even showing. How about this? This is not even showing the so this is not even showing the Modern Horizons reprints, right? Like the Modern Horizons 1 reprints. So the big ones, right? This is foil, right? This is on TCG Player foil, right? Look at these numbers. Oh, it is showing. Okay, there is Urza, right? And there's like Force of Negation is here. No, so there's some cards not being shown because Force of Negation, they must have pulled it down. That card was like $400 earlier today. Now again, prices will come down, but I'm talking about in the beginning. And you paid $300 for the box, right? Look at how many of these cards you can pull. And you can like flip them like right away for like 40% less than these numbers. Look at this. There's the Force of Negation right there. $350. Even if you have these numbers, which I get is fair, you have the numbers. Look at this. Even if you put them in a third, you could still break even. A third of these prices. This is crazy. Now, yeah, a lot of this is shot box, right? Like Ornithopter Paradise is cap. But here we go, pack foils. We didn't even get into the packs. Look at this. There's going to be a massive race to the bottom as people try to get in on this. I'm just going to leave this page up right here. Right there. Have it show with Urza. Look at this. Look at this, man. Look at these prices. Look at these prices. So that's my point about collector's boxes, right? Do I like it? Not really, because I really think that it'll be a fun product that a lot of people are just going to get, like... No, listen. It's not for everyone. The buy and flip singles, it's a high-risk play. But it is something that is going to be, for the people who are interested in it, it might be very profitable. It might be very profitable. You know, for the people who are interested in it. If you're not interested in it, that's fine. You know, if you like the cards, that's fine too. But the race to the bottom is going to be sharp until they're out of product, and then you might see some upticking until there's normalization. The market will always reach some level of equilibrium. But what I don't like is looking at, like, the regular prices for it. Yeah. No, it is draining. It is draining. It's not for everyone. That's also why I was talking to a friend of mine who was having a big issue with, like, a few, like, random buyers on Facebook, and sellers and buyers. And I really, outside of you guys, I'll be honest with you, I don't deal with the general public anymore. Right? But you guys aren't really the general public. It's like, you know, I interact with you guys on the daily. I just deal with vendors. I can't do it anymore. I can't deal with Timmy. You know what I mean? Like, people just, like, screaming, yelling, trying to scam people. Like, thinking that I'm, like, a horrible person for making, like, $1. Like, literally $1 selling a lot of cards. Like, if you sell a $10 card, if you buy a $10 card, I can promise you the person who sold it made it most $1 and usually like 10 cents. And it's like, and somehow they're terrible. 50 cards over 100, you know? Yeah, I just like dealing with the vendors now. And I understand that costs me money. I understand it costs me money. It's not about the money, though. It's at this point, you know, it's about my, like, peace of mind. And just, like, I'm just here to chill, man. You know, it's cards. It's cardboard. But, yeah, Modern Horizons is crazy. It's a crazy set. It's honestly, like, in terms of power level, I think it's the best Magic set they've ever printed. As far as, like, raw power level from, like, the median. So, like, you could say, oh, what about Alpha? It's like, outside of, like, the Power 9, Soul Ring, Time Vault, Dark Ritual, like, you know, Alpha's not, like, the most OP stuff. Outside of, like, 12 cards. That are, like, obvious, like, mistakes. But these are, like... 80 deal, trying to get that extra. Yeah. Let me scroll down. I rather deal one person, get decent rate, and deal like 80. Yeah. Also, your time has super value. Your time has like a lot of value. Where if you just spend so much time like dealing with everyone else, it's like, yo, I could have been doing something else. Like literally anything else. And I'm so big on making sure you're maximizing your time. You know, maximize your time because that's all you get. It's really all you get. Money comes and money goes, man. Says the guy who's talking, who says how to maximize your money in cardboard. So it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a pretty crazy set. And I hope people are patient. Looks like urine. It's water. Just regular run-of-the-mill water in here. With a lemon, of course. Dispenser for sure, until you're off the last. My recommendation is watch YouTube videos on the topics you're watching. I had my niece hack the shit out of the 5th grade. I'm so proud of this. I'm Uncle of the Year, man. I was like, whatever you do, spend 1 hour a day watching YouTube videos on your topic of whatever you're learning. Just watch the videos. You'll remember what was in the videos. Dominated like Shaq in 1994. Was Shaq in the league in 94? Yo, I can't say nothing, man. I've had some pee come out looking at me. Gotta get myself more healthy. But yeah, 100%. But it's just your time, and you know what I'm telling you right now. You're gonna look back on it one day and be like, wow. Look at like that happened. That's all it is. It's like it came and it went. Hey, man. I hope that people are patient when it comes to a lot of things in cards right now. Just be patient. Study trend. The trend is your friend. I have stuck to the rule of thumb usually that unless I need it to play, I don't want to buy a card from a new set unless it's like 60 days after release. The allocation period's legit. Especially for standard sets. But with regular sets, so like Modern Horizons or Double, just wait. Let everyone else FOMO in, man. Let everyone else go while you wait. Canadian history is just maple syrup. Content boards. Excuse me, bacon. Do not forget that Canadian bacon. That Canadian bacon's banging. Ha. Stereotypes. It's great. BGS shut down. And this is my segue into the last topic of the night. So a couple days ago, BGS said that we are no longer we're doing exactly what PSA did. The difference is that PSA said while they were doing, they're like, okay, we're going to do this, and then we're going to add this, and this. Beckett pretty much just said, yeah, we're flooded. We're flooded with cards. And I said this, that PSA is backed by a very rich man. BGS is not PSA size. To bag of a hearse. Keep trying to live a little more with the philosophy. I've never seen a U-Haul hitched to the back of a hearse, but damn, yo, man. Yeah, Cohen's got a lot of money, right? So I will address what you said in a second, Rocky. Just want to get my point out about BGS, right? Is that they're going to take a longer time, I think, to get back than PSA. I think PSA will be back up and running soon. And when they do, they hopefully will have the capabilities to get everything, flying high. So Beckett not accepting is going to then flood CGC, who has a little more of a facility to do it. And then it's just, I've seen people start showing me, hey, you want to buy this SGC slab? People are just grading with anything. And I'm like, that's not a good sign. Quality does count. Quality does count. Quality is important. Like I have quantity of this, right? That's because I like it. But if you're looking at it to buy in and hold, I'm not. You can miss me with an SGC slab. I don't give a shit about anything about it's still graded. It's like I'll just wait. I will wait. And waiting is usually, patience is very good. Patience is very good. And Rocky, man, it's like, you have to find your path, purpose, and truth. You know what I mean? It's super easy said than done. And the cliche is, well, everything will be fine. It's like, you don't know that. You don't know if things are going to be fine. You don't. But that's okay. You have to have a sense of adventure. You know what I mean? You have to find something that gives you something to move forward towards. You know what I mean? Yourself, personally, it has to be yourself. You know, I'm not worried about, you know, what other people are doing. You know, that you can't control that, you know. But for yourself, you have to find a thing that you're working towards. You know, just could be anything. Could be literally anything, you know. Goals, focus, and a sense of adventure. Because if you continue to do what you're doing, you're going to have the same feelings, the same emotions, the same outcome. Because you're doing the exact same thing. It's not your fault, necessarily. So people in discipline patience that when you're put in a friend zone by a girl, yo, honestly, bro, just if you're put in the friend zone, take this from a 31-year-old guy. Tell her, thank you for not wasting my fucking time. Straight up. Be like, thank you for not wasting my damn time. All these meds, not happy with job, life. It was really, man, I get it, bro. I get it. You know, it's one of those things where the answer, if the answer was simple, everyone would have it, you know, but it's not. It's a customized answer to yourself. You know, the answer is not something that you can just like read any one book and be like, oh, that never, I'm just gonna go do that. Whoa, it's like, obviously, yeah, duh. If I had to fucking snap my fingers, it's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Life is a very complicated thing. You get a lot of different emotions, different feelings, and it's very easy to get caught up in the noise of everything, and you know, you start worrying about how, you know, everything's about this and nothing is good anymore and blah blah blah. And in a way, it's fair. It's all fair criticisms for sure about the world we live in. It's a very it could be a very strange place, especially in post 2020 world, you know. A lot of isolation. A lot of people giving you a hard time for expressing yourself, for being isolated. You know, a lot of people giving you some, like, terrible... You get a lot of people who give you terrible advice just to try to make you feel better for a short time. You know what I mean? A lot of people will give you really bad advice in your life, man. You got to pick your spots. And my recommendation would be, if somebody is not in a place you would like to see from their life, in your life, be very careful taking advice from them. Because... a lot of time, it's just people want to bring you into the dirt, okay? They don't even realize it, but they don't want to see you fly past them. You know what I mean? Just be very careful. Getting 1,000 different bits of advice, generic-ass fucking statements, be like, you just have to do this. Like, if it was a just, if the answer involves the word just, run the fuck away. Because it's never just. It's all extremely complex, you know? It could be micro. It could be anything. What leads you to those like dark feelings, those dark emotions, right? And maybe the meds aren't the best way. I always just like to hear what you have to say, and like Hermit, yeah, man. I appreciate community is good. Community is good, and having an open community to say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? To say what you want to say. We live in a very, very, you know, it's funny to say this, right? But in a very, like, quote-unquote conservative world, right? You know, you would think that, you know, with the way the media would is, you think everything is super liberal. But actually, it's that side is very conservative. Like, don't say this, don't say that. If you say this, that's bad. Don't say this. You think that, you're bad. It's like, And I understand it's fucking crazy, but it's good to have a place to just speak your mind, you know, and to keep it even non-political. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even a politics thing. It's more of just, there's not a thing. Yeah, man. No, yeah, dude, trust me. May your heart be your guiding key. But I've found a way through it, man. It's a very complicated thing, man. And I'm 31. You know, I've seen some shit, and I'm gonna see some shit, you know? You have to figure out ways to give yourself something. Well, here's the thing, right? You say you wish Thank you so much for the 5-month subscription, Oblivion. Really appreciate it. You say I want to disappear. Right, I want to disappear. Right. I don't know what's... I'm turning off my freaking light thing, man. My light thing is giving me the shit post. That was a shit post right there from my lighting thing. Quit that. Get that out of here, please. Yeah, listen. You say you want to, quote-unquote, disappear, right? And, you know, immediately what everyone's going to do is going to be like, oh, my God, I mean, he's going to want to jump off a bridge or, you know, do some self-harm. You know what I mean? And it's like, that very well be what you meant. That could very well be what you meant. And a bunch of people are going to suddenly appear and act as if they give a shit. You know. You're going to get a lot of people who come out of nowhere and going to be like, oh, you shouldn't. It's like, oh, now you care? Now why? Because I had to go this far? I had to go this far to get you to give a shit about my day-to-day experience? And the answer sometimes is yeah, and a lot of times people will do that in order to make themselves, in order to hedge their bet against if you were to, you know, do anything along those lines, they would say, well, at least I tried. You tried. Okay, bet. Congratulations, you tried. What did it mean for you? Not too much. You know what I mean? My recommendation, and a really great song from Bo Burnham, actually. I don't know if you guys have seen his latest Netflix special. It's Welcome to the Internet. And the lyric is, can I interest you in everything all of the time? A little bit of everything all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Everything and anything all of the time. The internet is a very overwhelming place, right? Where if you're not, like, prepared for it, it's a little much. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird that, like, on this same device that you're using to listen to me spit into my microphone some bullshit, you could also learn about World War II. Almost said 3. World War II, and then you could learn about quantum computing, and then you could watch a video of someone getting punched in the face. And then you can watch a video of how to make, you know, the right way to make an omelet. And then the right way, you know, and then why communism is amazing and then why communism is terrible. Why capitalism is the best thing ever and why capitalism is destroying the world. Whatever you want to see, you can find. And it's a little overwhelming. And I was talking when I was driving, working this weekend, I was talking to a Hasidic Jewish man. And of course, the Jewish people, they keep Shabbos. Right? And Shabbos is on Friday night into Saturday until the sundown. Sundown to sundown. And they do nothing related to electronics. There's, of course, way more to Shabbos than that, right? But let's just keep it simple for our sake, right? Getting off the internet. And of course, that would mean you not coming here. You know what I mean? Could be a positive in terms of giving yourself a moment of peace. What would you do with the time? It would force you to find something to do, right? Instead of the day-to-day internet, right? It would force it. You know, it would force you to find some adventure, to find something fun. And are we all addicted to the internet? Yeah, we are. We're all extremely addicted to the internet. And it's a very fake place. The internet is full of a bunch of people telling you how great their life is. Yet everyone somehow has depression. You know, it's like everyone's got some problem. Everyone's addicted to something. A lot of it's just addicted to attention. A lot of people want to talk about like, share, and subscribe, even if they're not on YouTube. You know, a lot of people giving away value. A lot of people just talking too much. You know, saying more than they need to say. And I think getting away from it if you're feeling overwhelmed is great. It's a good idea. You know, it doesn't mean I'm not telling you to smash your phone. You know, I'm not telling you to throw your computer out. But just getting away from the overwhelmingness of everything and just peace, breathing, relax. You know, things like that and those crazy emotions can lead you in two directions. Either you can control them and harness them and find the humor in literally everything, which has been my path, or it can wipe you off of the face of the fucking earth, when you have those feelings and you're alone, you're thinking to yourself, and you start comparing. And contrasting. Oh, I'm never going to be this good looking. Oh, why was I born, 5'5", Why was I born 6'5"? Like, why was, this? Like, don't I deserve blah, 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 1,000 things, right? Because you get lost. And it's no matter how many people can come to talk to you, it could be a very overwhelming and very alone place. It could be a very alone place. Especially if you're not the type of person to go with the grain. I'm a very against the grain type of guy. But you have to accept that everything has trade-offs. Everything has a trade-off. You know what I mean? No matter what you do, you're just trading. It's a market. It's a market for your own time. Like I could stop streaming. I could just not stream again. Vanish. Be like, yo, here you guys go. When you guys' cards come in, fulfill my legal obligation to send you stuff, and that's it. Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to Facebook, man, you miss out on deals, so what? So what, man? It's not all about the money, man. It's really not. If you have to know, it's Instagram, TikTok, and here I am on a social media platform, but I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like people go, "Are you gonna try to expand it?" I'm like, if it expands, it expands. I'm like, if I want to put more effort into it, I will. You know what I mean? When it comes to like content and all that, I would love to just get to a point where I have the time to just make music. That's what I would like to do. I'd like to really just make more music. That's my passion. That's my love. But I realize that you do need resources. You do need money. It's a thing that you need, no matter what. You know what I mean? You need it, whether you like it or not, because we all have to eat. If you don't eat, you're gonna die. It's important. So I realized that my goal should be build investments that pay me passive income. One of the reasons I have the GPUs and all that. And that way I could do whatever I want. Because the day-to-day responsibilities is very overwhelming. It really is. Yeah, you're bad. We got into a deep conversation. Rocky's not doing too well. And I don't mind talking to people about things like that. And I can only talk to you from a personal experience level. You know what I mean? I'm not a professional. I'm not anything like that. I just have been there. That's really all it is. I've been there. And I think that's something to consider. Is like people who have been there, you find some community in it. And just never knowing where the future goes is scary, but also could be a very exciting thing. So all depends on your perspective, It's like, I don't know where I'm going to be in a year, man. I thought I was buying a house a year from now. Now I look at the housing market and it's such a shit post that I'm like, it looks like maybe I'm going to be renting. So I could look at it one of two ways. I could be like, wow, this sucks, Every time I feel like I'm getting up, I get knocked back down. No. I just look at it as be like, yo, I'm going to clear this hurdle too. And then when I look back, I'll be like, wow, look how big this fucking course I cleared was, man. Look how big that fucking course was. I'm a fucking beast. That's exactly the way I look at it. It's exactly because sitting around and worrying about it is just not worth my time. Take a little bit of ego, a little bit crazy. But it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. Rocky, I hope you find some peace, friend. I do. I do hope you find some peace. And you're always welcome here, man. I'm 42, been divorced twice, was basically homeless and penniless at 34. Think about that. How do you feel at 42, friend? How do you feel about your life now? Do you feel you're at least reasonable? How do you feel? Because when I was broke out of my mind, I was like 26, 27. I could have let it swarm me. I could have let it. 1,000 reasons, you know what I mean? I could have gave a million reasons why I could have just been like, nope, the world doesn't let me win. I definitely recommend getting one of these too. Yeah. And don't be afraid to, like, take a risk. You know that guy with the big dick in the locker room? Yeah, man. I mean, at 34, you could have just fallen into oblivion, man. You could have just fallen into oblivion when you were 34. The world would have told you that you are past your prime. You are wiped out. You're useless. You suck. You're 34, divorced and penniless and homeless. Fucking bum. Bum ass. That's what the world could have told you. You know, the world would have told you that. But you said fuck that. You said fuck that. And in the face of a million reasons why you're not shit, you said nope, I'm the shit. I think grind, bro. 30, 45, bro. 4 kids, divorced, worthless man. Well, what are you going to be in for when you're 54? What are you going to be when you're 50? I don't think you're worthless, man. Definitely not worthless to me, my friend. Definitely not worthless to me. Make that money. Make better decisions, man. Yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of it, Rocky, does come down to also accepting your role in your situation. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to be like, all these things happen to me. But not just like accepting the role and being like, wow, I suck. You know what I mean? But accepting the role and being like, okay, I did this. How do I stop doing this? You know, like, what do I figure out a way to do something to give myself a more sustainable life? And you have to accept some, some self-responsibility. My recommendation in terms of someone to, like, read, and I know this is a controversial figure, but it's my channel. And if people don't like this name that I'm about to say, you're free to move along. I would recommend something from Jordan Peterson, personally. You know, the world will tell you that he's a Nazi or something, but he's got some very good words for us dudes. You know what I mean? Some very good words for the lost boys, as it would be. You know, I would recommend reading that. Dave Ramsey's good too. I like Dave Ramsey's books. Total Money Makeover. It's really more of a life book than a money book, to be honest with you. You know, not even the political side, because everyone could make a politics side, you know, but I think listening to those words and just accepting the cold, hard truths, you know, the cold, hard facts of the situation for what they are, you know, be like, no, this was my fault, but it's okay that it was my fault because I'm not going to do it again. And you're never too old, man. You're never too old, I promise you. And I know I'm sitting here fucking whippersnapper telling you that, but it's not, because I know some people who are 22 who had their shit all together, and I know some people. No, Jordan Peterson. Yeah, not Norm. Jordan Peterson. Right. And you can find, you say, take the good from those books, leave the rest. You know, you can find what works for you. Like, I've listened to some Dave Ramsey's books, and there's a lot of stuff he says that I disagree with. You know. But in terms of accepting responsibility, man, just accepting responsibility for your situation. Because the world will tell you. Because the world wants you to be dependent on them. On everyone else, right? The world, especially governments, they want you to be dependent. That's the second time that happened. They want you to be dependent on their help. You know, it's like, oh, you need me. You need my advice. You need me. When the truth is that you're the only one who's going to be at the driver's seat of your own decision making and your own road. You know, so the good and the bad, you know, with that stuff, you can just whatever works for you, and you have to come up with a way that works for you. You know, Make Your Bed by Admiral. I'll check that book out. I've never done that. You know, these are just things to look at. But the general concept between all of these all these books and people that I'm mentioning is there's one recurring theme, right? And the recurring theme is accepting your situation for what it is and accepting your role in your situation. Because it's so fucking easy to play the victim. It's so easy. Even if you don't think you're playing the victim, Or even if no one wants to play the victim, but they don't realize that they're playing the victim until they, like, step back. And they're like, wow, I'm acting as though, like, I am, like, that it was all luck. Instead of accepting what they could have done differently, you know? And now what could they do differently going forward, you know? So that's really my thoughts on it, right? And this is things I internalize all the time, which is it's easy for me to have this conversation. Is when something doesn't work out, you have to go, okay, was this because I made a bad decision? Was this just getting unfortunate? Or did I have a thing that I could have tried? Or was this something that I didn't see coming that I could have seen coming? And I think about that with relationships too, man. Like my last relationship, I sit back and I look and I go, wow, I should have ended this relationship here, and here. And I not only did I not do it, but I pushed further down that bad hole. I pushed myself further into a bad situation, which has led to me having to work extra hard to get out. Because it's always harder to climb up than climb down. Always harder. But I had to accept the fact that it wasn't the fact that this person did what they did to me. It's that I allowed it to happen. I allowed it to happen. And yeah, Herman, and JP 100% about Blinded by Love, man. I've said this, is that if a girl friend zones you, man, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye. Next. Seriously. Because you're going to allow one person to take dominion over your own, like, you know, self-worth. You know, like, if this person thinks I'm great, I'm great. That's being in a cult, dude. Yeah, man. Thank you. Next. 100%. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. That's it. Next. So, yeah, you're talking about friend zone, man. I have a friend, right? I think she checks the stream out from time to time. And it was one of those things where it's like, I had randomly, like, asked her out. She said no, and I just moved on. Old me would have been, like, all distraught about it. I was just like, yo, you trying to push this a step further? She was like, not really. I said, okay. And he'd be like, oh, why you didn't, like, go extra on the pursuit? I'm like, no. I'm going to waste my fucking time. I get 24 hours in a day, man. Fuck that. Next. I'll find someone else. Sucks to be you. You know? Always someone else, man. But the key is, do you like yourself? I slept on the floor with my current wife when first met because I didn't feel like I deserved to share a bed. Small bed. Well, that's just sacrifice, right? Like, that's just like, it was a small... Would you have done the same if it was a big bed? Like, real question. Real question, right? If it was a full-size, or not full-size, or a twin-size bed, right? Because I would just do it out of comfort, bro. I'd be like, yo, listen. I'm alright. I got some fat. I'll sleep on the floor. I'd rather just get a good bed at this point. It's a different thing, right? I'm also like a treasure hunter, man. Like in relationships. I treat everything like that. You know? It was like... I kind of like the thrill of the hunt as well. It's kind of like that, you know? Just guard yourself, guard your heart, and all those things, blah, blah, blah. You can... I didn't feel like I deserved a bed. I was that fucked up. I would say that's definitely being, you know, fucked up and that. But... I don't know. I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would ever be in that position at this point. But I'm, like, different. I think when I was 20... When I was, like, in my last relationship, Blinded by Love, yeah. I definitely put up with shit that would have had me on the floor. So I understand. Yeah, I get it. I understand. I say, like, I've been... I say now that I'd be... that I wouldn't put up with that, which is true. Now. But old me probably would have, yeah. To be honest with you, yeah. I probably would have been on the damn sofa and the floor, and... I definitely was in, like, a different bed, like, in a relationship. Like, what the fuck? My marriage was fucked up for years, but you know, you learn, man. That's something. Like, you count your blessings about could have been worse, man. Could have been worse. I always say could have been worse. You know? There could have always been a worse situation. But it's like, you gotta accept your own, but what I mean by accept your own responsibility for it, right? Like, when you guys look back, you said you had a fucked up marriages, right? Could you have said, is there a situation that you could have put a kibosh on it? Or could you have been, could you have said, listen, we have to go to therapy, we have to go to couples counseling? You know? Like, what could you have done differently? You know, like, and you have to accept that. Like, what could you have done differently? Not the two of you. What you could have done differently. And you have to really reflect, you know? Thinking, it would get better. Nothing ever, that's like when people say, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, take care of, like, my bills, but, like, you know, I'm just gonna let God handle it, or something like that. It's like, no. You have to, like, you have to intentionally do something. You have to, when you do things, they have to be intentional. You could have done a million, but I did not. Yeah, but the thing is what are you gonna do going forward? You know, yeah, you are where you are now, which is great. But what can you do going forward? And when you, that's the thing, right? It's like with money, because one of my biggest mistakes was financial. So now I just know about, like, yo, I know what stupid looks like. Because when I do stupid with, like, many zeros on the end. You know what I mean? So that's financial. And I have a similar thing in relationships now, too, where it's like, there's just some stuff where it's going to be like, no, I'm not putting up with it. I'm not. It's like, I'm not putting up with, like, the petty attitude. Things like that. I'd be like, I'll just move along. I'll be like, no, you're not. I was like, this isn't, I would just be like, this isn't worth my time. And I have a friend who did that too. Very successful, man. Very, very successful, man. And he just, like, straight up, like, was like, yeah, like, if you're going to act like that, I'm going to leave. And then she did it, like, one more time. And then, like, he just left. Still with the girl. He's like, I'm just going home. I was like, why'd you leave? I was like, because I said I'm going to leave. If you keep acting this way, I'm not going to like that. It's not worth my time to scream at you. I'm working on that. I have a partner who has the same financial goals as me. I would say I think that's very bright. So I think that that's very important. Is you need to have people who have similar goals. I would legitimately, I'll be honest with you, she had fire two strings and like what they said, realized she didn't want to get better and change. She wanted to accept her bullshit. I just left. Yeah, you leaving was your decision. You could have stayed and it could have gotten much worse. That's the alternate reality. There's an alternate reality where you didn't leave and you just stayed there and you just got your ass beat even harder. So think about that. So be proud of that moment. Be proud. Also, be proud of the things you did that are good. And everything you did was bad, man. Be proud of what you did that worked. That like not that it worked. It doesn't matter that it worked. Work is like whatever, because that could have had a lot of variables. The thing that you realize, like, oh, this was a good decision. You know. Yeah, I think I would be honest with you. I would rather be with somebody that I have like similar goals with than someone who I'm quote unquote in love with. Because love is kind of like a drug. You know what I mean? This like where you're just like infatuated with somebody and it's like, oh, I would do anything for you. No. That's that movie shit, man. That's that shit you see in movies that people think is like real. No, that shit fades. I remember when you watch about a movie in a relationship and like, oh, they're together and in love. They never show you the middle. They only show you when the relationship started. Every relationship starts bubbly. Every relationship starts super bubbly and friendly. But no, no, I said that, right? I said that, though, right? Is that I would rather be with someone that I have common goals with than just love, right? I want the love is nice, too. But there's going to be bad days. But if you have common goals, right? And Dave Ramsey talks about it. It's like children, religion, in-laws, and finances. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, similar communication styles and all that, you know, general sense of humor. But I've said, like, or than someone who has, like, the same, like, tastes as me. Like, I don't give a fuck if my, like, partner... Perfect example. I don't give a fuck if my partner likes Pokemon, right? I would give a fuck if she starts questioning that I buy and sell cards and I invest in sealed boxes and, like, graded cards. I would have a problem if she comes in and starts saying, you shouldn't do that. I'd be like, I've been doing this longer than I've known you, bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to keep doing it because this is what's working. I love my wife, 7 years in a week. Congratulations to that. Have a cake. Read book alphas and push each other to be better. It's hard sometimes. I'd rather be with a motivated person who fights than a beta who just tells what I tell them to do. I agree, and that's for me personally. Yeah, you know, I've always said that like my next girl, I'm gonna find her in like a martial arts class. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like who would just go up to me and be like, "Why are you so fat?" And just like take me to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I like that. You know, so a little rage, but similar goals. Not someone's like, I just want to spend all my money. It's like, okay, but then what? You don't have any goals, nothing long-term, nothing in the future. You don't have a fucking plan. You're just like, all right, here we go. What's going to happen is I'm going to take this drumstick and then I'm going to jab it in my eye. It's like, no. It's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we, like, come on, the real goals and things to have within yourself too, you know? Rocky, I mean, just about all that, right? I understand, man. I do. And when it says be better every day, I always say I want to go to bed better than I woke up, which is like a really decent thing, but it's super fucking cliche. Yeah, I mean, it's like super cliche. I'll be better every day. It's like, what does that mean? Sometimes it's better, and people are like, oh, be better. You know, you hear people in like, you know, on social media tell you to be better. It's like, be better for what? For you? I don't want to be better for you. Fuck you. You know, oh, me and this girl, obviously we both love and talk things, make plans, be sweet, try to respect my plans, how I see things. That's good. That's good. You know, and just honestly, man, open communication at all times. Open and just say it. Just say what you say. Don't be afraid to offend. Do not be afraid to offend your partner. That's what I would say. Just as this. Be like, here, I'm just going to tell you how I'm feeling. And if I'm being wrong, you tell me, and then I'll reconsider. It should be that way with everything. You know, everything is like in this like PG era. No, man, you got to get in there and say what you need to say. You know, Oron from Kingdom Hearts. You should say what you mean. Just a great line. Just a great little line. Just say what you mean. Just say what you mean, man. Rocky, man. You know, you have to find the source of your pain, right? You have to find the true source, not the symptom. It's very easy to find the symptom. We have drugs in this country designed to fight the symptoms, not the source. You have to find the source. Okay? And when you find the source, it's going to take a long time to find it. But when you find it, it'll be like, it'll hit you like a light bulb. You know, you find the source, and then you have to figure out how to craft a plan to move forward where that source is either working for you. You have to either switch. Because turning it off is really kind of a pipe dream. It's like, oh, it's not going to be a thing anymore. Those kids who bullied you when you were in junior high school, man, are always... Those voices just don't go away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they just don't go away. So like, that's all I'll tell you. Like that. They'll say, oh, it gets better. Okay, if you say so, but I'm waiting. You know what I mean? I'm still fucking waiting. So, those, like, moments where you feel like a dickhead because you said something really stupid, you know, been there, you know, like wow, I really said that, you know, like been there, all been there, man. Knowing that you're not alone in the situation, you know, like there are other people who are just as lost as you is good too. Yeah. No, yeah, and then but the thing is, when you wake up, those voices come right back and go, now look at you, you stupid ass. You know what I mean? They don't go away. So I'm here to, you know, they'll tell you, oh, it gets better. Shut up. That's what I just say. It's like, oh, it gets better. Like, how do you know? You don't know. Don't know. And I think you're just better off accepting it and then finding the source and then using it to your own advantage. You can never be happy. Fuck that notion. All you do is, I mean, happy. Another thing is, like, define your words. Define your words. Like, I always tell people define that, right? When they say, like, a cliche, I make them define it, and then everyone's like, you know, everyone's, like, lost. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, be happy. Sounds great on a t-shirt. Great on a t-shirt. Makes a great song. Don't worry. Be happy. Yeah, it's great on a fucking t-shirt, but what does it mean? What does it mean? What does that mean? Does it mean anything? You know? You have to find your source of your pain and accept it and then use it to your advantage. Either use it as motivation. Motivation is very good. Be like, nah, I'm gonna show you. You know? But you have to find what it is. And that's why generic advice on the internet is dog shit. Because it's a custom problem. You go 5 or 10 minutes there. I said about Catherine Jones makes me happy. Those few minutes to play that day. You know what I like to do? And I'm like Mr. Busy too, man. I like to just like randomly. I will read what you have to. I will read the rest of it. I like to randomly just like shuffle a deck and just like mindlessly just like goldfish. That's one of the reasons I like foiled out decks, like straight up. Because when I goldfish them, I'm like, wow, that's really cool looking. Wow, that's really cool looking. Wow, that's really cool looking. So I don't really like non-foiled out like decks. You can never be at those. All you can do is find your joy, then jump after it. One day you will look down and you'll be in your happy place. Yeah. Although I agree with that for sure. You'll be in your happy place. I do also think your happy place shifts, you know, because you have a sense of adventure in this world, you know, and you never know. Like when this year started, I didn't think that I was going to be doing all these like crypto related things, you know. Yeah, JP, I agree with that with Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to build some old decks and just goldfish them. I don't want to play. I don't want to play like Tech Genis, right? Like the Tech Genis, like plants, like the Hyper Librarian. I just want to like shuffle the decks and just like play the hands. That's all I want to do. I don't want to play the game anymore. You know, I just like picking out like a bunch of cards, you know, and just like having like my opening hand. It's like obviously mulliganed hand, right? Like that's like what I like doing. Is just like randomly doing that, just like, and it's like almost like meditation for me. You know, just zone out. I don't have to like think about the game and like between each other, just zone out. 10 minutes. Before doing anything else, just randomly, yeah, good. Let's go, the Barbarian. What's going on, yo? Chilling, yo. We had a lot of conversations today, man. You know, just talking deep stuff. You know, we talk about Modern Horizons a lot. Like, whoo, we talked about Modern Horizons. It's gonna be people gonna be coming to like watch this video and be like, "How dare he said Modern Horizons is bad?" And they're gonna like watch the whole video and at the end they'll be like, "Yo, I never had my fucking mind blown like this, man." It's crazy, man. So let's just close it up here. Rocky, hope you find your peace, man. I do hope you find your peace. You're bad. I appreciate your words. And congratulations on finding out the, you know, you got some chia. Congratulations. I am still going to be mining even after EIP. Even if my electricity is fairly inexpensive. Right? So I got... Right there is a 3090, and I need a cable to come in. My 3080 is like sitting next to it. You know, I find it like a fun hobby too. I like watching it. I like watching the number goes up. Turn off our first modern event. Went through and playing elves. Enjoy modern until before the format gets shuffled the fuck up with Modern Horizons, man. Modern Horizons has rendered modern unrecognizable. And so, Rocky, I hope you find your peace, man. You know, everyone have a safe night. Yeah, I am going to be definitely trying to get some Modern Horizons 2 for breaks. I don't know how it's going to be. I got Chilling Rain coming in. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, going to be crazy, going to be crazy. And like I said, the collector's boxes, I think it's going to be very hard if you can get them under $400 to not break even. That's all I'm saying, you know? I'm about to head out for the night. We're going to raid someone on Twitch. You know, just in closing, man, yo, it's always a space to come talk and chat here. If you ever want to talk on the Discord, you know, it's a good spot. You know, just, I have a no censorship policy. You know what I mean? Like, even if you were to come to my channel and say something, quote unquote, vile, like, you know, something that would be like, oh my God, I would, instead of just like immediately banning someone, right, which I know a lot of people would, I would challenge you. I would challenge your thinking to make you explain your point of view. And if I realize that you're trolling just to be an asshole, then I would block you. But if you ever said anything just like that you needed to get off your chest and said, just say it, man. Just say it. Just say what needs to be said. We live in a very conservative environment. And I know we think that we live in a liberal environment, but we don't. We live in a very conservative where everyone has to not say the right thing. I mean, you could punch Polyrath in the face, but he's going to fuck you up. Even the 7 would give you the hands. And this one would lay you out like Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? But I just like, most places on the internet is like very sterile. You can't say certain things. I would just say what you need to say. Just be prepared to back it up. As long as you can back it up, you can say whatever you want. You know, and I think that the internet needs more spaces like that. So if you ever gotta say something in Discord, you ever feeling a certain way, man, just come in and say it. Yeah, nah, this edge right here. But then again, you don't have any more 3090s. So if you were to hit this with a 3090, that thing is fucking huge, right? Also, you're Hermit, nod your bed. Although I saw it on the thing, right? Just say, you know, anything you want to say. Is always a space. You know, and I, like you said, you feel like we're real. I'm very time obsessed. Right? I'm very time obsessed. And by that I mean I don't like wasting my damn time. I don't like wasting it. I hate wasting time. I think wasting time is just a tragedy where, like, you have, you know, only so much time. And now, when I say wasting time, I know, like, oh, you're watching TV. And I don't really watch much TV or, like, even much sports anymore, right? But it's just, like, doing things that are, like, extending a conversation that are, like, not going anywhere. Like, we're not, like, actually saying anything. Like, I hate, like, conversations that are just, like, about nothing. You catch me fucking dead before you catch me talking about the stupid ass weather, unless there's like a storm. Like it's like, oh, it's sunny today. That's why I think when people give me like these waste of time ass conversations, man. Let's talk about the fucking moves. What's the fucking moves? Where we going? What are we doing? Because I ain't got much time on this fucking earth, and I damn sure ain't wasting it. You know. So yeah, we do try to keep it real. And you know, everyone's got like their different points of view, and it's good. It's very good. You know, it's good for me too. Allows me to just like outwardly express my thoughts on things, you know. And I think it's important. You know? Yeah, and yeah. Effective efficiency, yeah. Also think about the energy, right? Like think about it's like you learn about that doing mining, right? It's like how efficient can we be to do something? Because that's the best way to go about it. So Rocky, in closing, man, never be afraid to come by, talking, chatting. You know, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. In a world that is very unwelcoming. In a world that will tell you that they're welcoming. As long as you say the right things, then they'll welcome you. The moment you deviate, they will slay your ass apart. But there's always going to be the people in the background who've been there, who look at the bullshit and go, nope, not me. Let's give someone a good night, huh? How many people we got hanging out here? Chilling with 9 heads. Guys, thank you so fucking much. Let me give you a real talk for a second. Another real talk, right? I haven't streamed in a while. I haven't streamed in a week, right? And on Twitch, they're like, yo, you gotta like stream every day. You know, and I'm still not here talking to myself. You know, it's like, oh, no one's viewing you anymore. It's like, I don't care. But if no one did. But the people who show up, really, it means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Is that, because I could be doing something else, but I could talk and you guys are here. Much love. I will be back at it again on Monday. Let's do this Cracking Packs MTG guy, huh? Is that who we're looking at? So we can watch Modern Horizons. No, I don't care about Fortnite. Hey, Fortnite, we're about to get down. No, not day 9. There we go. Cracking Packs MTG. Let's raid that channel, huh? You guys want to watch Modern Horizons? Yo, send a wave of Polyrath in there, okay? Alright. Send the wave of Polyrath in there when we get in there. Let's have a great night. All right, everyone. Much love, peace and love. We'll catch